Hey, it's Jennifer from Happiness is Homemade For, and welcome to my channel. Alright y'all, yes, I am wearing the same sweatshirt as my Dollar Tree haul that I just did, but that's okay because I just got this in the mail and I love it. Y'all, this sweatshirt is so cute and comfy and it has my initials down here, so I love it. But today we are gonna make a wagon. So you have probably seen these like on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube. We're gonna make a wagon using Dollar Tree supplies, and then we're gonna decorate it. So that is what I am the most excited about because we can make this wagon and decorate it for every holiday and every season. So we are gonna use the little baking pan from Dollar Tree. My tag is gone, so I'm not sure the size, but it's this one right here. Or you may have a pan around the house that you're not using anymore because we're gonna paint it, so it really doesn't matter what it looks like. You're just kind of going for the shape and size of it. So I got this one. I grabbed 2 packages of these, it's storage containers. It's the 2.9 inches and you get 2. So I grabbed 2 packages, that way we can have 4 wheels for our wagon. So like that, and here's what it looks like. So if you see it in the store, it's this. If you cannot find these, you can always get the drain stoppers, like over like in the kitchen section. You know, like all the stuff that's hanging on the wall. You could get like the 4 of those little drainage, you know, 4 of the little drain things for your like your kitchen sink. anything round that you want to use. So that, and then just a basic spatula. You know, any spatula that you want. So I grabbed this one right here. I do not like how it has the red on it, so I am gonna paint mine. But all I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna take mine outside and I'm gonna spray paint them. And I'm gonna use paint that I already have at the house. You know, from other like projects that I did. The tiered tray. If you saw our tiered tray video that we made last year for Valentine's Day, it's this right here. So I've done a couple projects using this 1 can of spray paint. But this is Gloss Apple Red. Just, you know, Rust-Oleum 2 times Ultra Cover. But I'm gonna use this. Like I said, it is Apple Red. I'm gonna use this on my wagon. And then I'm gonna use, I've got black. I have a matte black Cryolan spray paint. Like I said, I just went out to the garage and what I could find is what I grabbed. So I'm gonna use this to spray paint our wheels. And I'm gonna go ahead and spray paint my spatula because I want it all black. I don't wanna have that red on there. So, okay, so like I said, I'm gonna take mine outside, I'm gonna set it up, I'm gonna give it a really good coat of paint, and then once it all dries, we're going to put it together and decorate it. And I have a really cute idea for Valentine's Day. So, okay, so I took mine outside, I spray painted it in both of these colors, and it kept chipping. Y'all, I was getting so frustrated. I did a couple different coats, I let it dry in between, and it keeps chipping. So I said, forget it. I brought it inside and I just painted it with Waverly chalk paint. So this is the color Crimson. So I just went ahead and I painted it just with 1 coat of this right over top of the red that I already had. So I painted with the red Crimson. And then the wheels also kept chipping. So I have some Dollar Tree chalkboard paint because it's like that matte finish. So I just used Dollar Tree chalkboard paint on like the tires, the wheels. So that is now coated too. But y'all, oh my gosh, I was getting so frustrated with the spray paint. And I think too, because it's the metal, maybe if I would have, I'm not a big spray painter, but maybe if I would have like distressed it, like maybe like taken sandpaper, like roughed it up first, maybe it wouldn't chip so bad. So if you do spray paint, maybe try that. Like take you some sandpaper and like kind of like go over it a little bit to rough it up. But this this chalk paint went right on, so I'm hoping that it'll work. I may do like a little, like a clear coat or something over top of it. Because I have a feeling, you know, once you start decorating in different seasons, then it may start to chip on you. But heck, if so, just give it a little touch up. Alright, okay. So now that we have these painted black, we're now going to paint them to look more like a wagon wheel. So I'm going to adjust the camera, that way you can see exactly what to do. So, okay. So this is the back side, and this just has spray paint on it. So you can see where it's chipped. So if you use these, the back side is just flat. The front side, to me, that I'm going to use, it almost looks like a tire. You see that? How it's kind of has that round circle in the middle? So I'm going to take and paint this white, that round inside. And I'm going to try this multi-surface apple barrel paint because it says it's from metal. So I'm going to try this and we'll see how it works. And this is just white. I always like to pour some in my cap and just use that. Okay. So I'm going to take that, just a little paintbrush, and with somewhat of a steady hand, I'm going to try to do that inner circle. And just remember, it does not have to be perfect because I do not have a steady hand at all. Okay, kind of got my little outline there. I'm just going to fill that in. And I'm just going to go around in a circle. And this is probably going to take a couple coats to go over that black. Okay, so that is just the one coat. I'm going to take my blow dryer and I'm going to dry this so I can do another coat. Okay, so now that this one coat of paint is dry, I'm now going to go ahead and do a second coat and see what that looks like. And then I will let you know exactly how many coats that we needed. Alright, look at that. That turned out really good. So this is actually 4 coats of the white paint. I did the first coat with the multi-surface because it said for metal, but I feel like it wasn't really covering very well. So I switched to just my basic white apple barrel paint. So whatever white paint. Also, I think if you had a large white sticker or maybe some of the vinyl from Dollar Tree and cut it out in a circle and just put it on there and just kind of do like a big sticker. That's another option versus painting. But I just wanted to use what I already had at home. Okay. So like I said, all of these I went ahead and painted so this video doesn't take forever for you. These all have 4 coats of white paint. And I feel like it covered really well. And you can see that I don't have a steady hand. But I think once we get it all together, you're not even going to notice like my little like shakiness. Okay. Now, my thought for the center. Because you see like on a wagon, it's always like a little red little bump like right here. So my thought is, once again, what I have at home is to take either a nickel or a penny and trace this out and paint it. So if I was to put a nickel like right in the center, I could trace that and then paint that red. Or I could take a penny and then trace that and paint it. I think I'm going to start with the penny. And if it's not big enough, then I'll just go right over top of it with a nickel. But let's see. I'm just going to lay this penny right here in the center of my white paint. I'm just going to take a pencil. I'm going to hold that penny down and then I'm just going to trace it. Okay. Yeah. I think a penny, because look at that. That was a trace on a penny. That's a really good size. Now, I'm just going to take my same red paint, the same paint that we just painted the wagon, and I'm now going to paint this circle with this red, with a very small little paintbrush. Okay. If you have a red paint marker, or once again, red vinyl, you could just cut out vinyl and put right there. Okay. So once again, with my little shaky hand, And I'm going to paint this little circle. Just following along right where we just traced it. Okay, so I got that traced out. I'm just going to fill it in. Once again, I just like going on little circles. Haha, that's perfect. Look at that. All right, so I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm just going to take a penny, right here, just a penny, right here in the center, and I'm just going to trace it onto all of these really quick. Okay, so now that I traced the penny onto all of these, once again, I'm just going to take this little paintbrush and I'm just going to trace around and then just fill in the center. And this may also take like 2 coats, so we'll see. Look how cute. Okay, so this is the 1 coat. I am just going to go ahead and go lightly over it just one more time, just with another coat of paint. Just same thing, just like my little circle motions. Circular motions, little like crescent. Okay, so now we have to figure out how to attach our wheels. One thought is you could just glue it right onto the pan, just like that. But I noticed if you do that, your wheels, they go in. Do you see that? They kind of like cave inwards. Yeah. And I may end up doing that if my next thought doesn't work out. But see how the wheels kind of like cave in a little bit. But it will still stand if you do that. So my thought is we're going to take some dowel rods. Now these are from Walmart because my Dollar Trees have not had these in the longest time. So I'm going to take one of these and I'm going to measure this out to 7 inches and I'm going to cut it. So I can't find my ruler. I'm just going to take a tape measure and I'm going to measure out, let's see. Okay, so I'm just going to put this right on here. I'm going to measure out to the 7 inches. I'm going to mark it right at 7 inches. And then I'm going to take dog nail clippers. Y'all, these are from Dollar Tree and these are to cut your dog's nails. So many of you have recommended these to me and it works perfect for cutting these. So, right where my marking was, I'll line up as best as I can on that line. I'm just going to cut this in half. Did you see that? Did you see how easy that was to cut? That. I'm then going to take some magnets because my husband was saying I'm going to need more of a surface, kind of like a bigger surface to work with. So, my thought is these magnets from Dollar Tree, and we're going to play, see how this works. Alright, so I'm just going to take a magnet, put my magnet, I'm going to take my dowel rod, I'm going to take my hot glue gun, I'm going to put a bunch of hot glue right in the center of this magnet, and then my dowel rod, let that kind of start to dry. Now, I'm going to put a bunch of hot glue around this dowel onto this magnet. Again, seriously, you just want a bunch of good glue on there. Okay, so do you see that? Do you see all that glue that I have on there? Okay, I'm going to do the exact same thing on this end. Now take this magnet. So I'm going to lay this magnet down right here again. I know you can't see that. I got the magnet right here, but I'm putting it on my mat because I don't want glue all over my counter. So Rally's Avengers mat. I'm going to put hot glue right in the center of that magnet and quite a bit. Okay. Now this dowel rod right in the center of that. And I'm just going to once again hold that down to let that start to dry. Applying a lot of pressure to it. Okay, so now once again I'm going to take a bunch of hot glue and I'm just going around it. Okay, really just going kind of high. I'm just getting a bunch of glue to really hold that dowel. Okay, you see that? Looks like a little dumbbell. All right, so I got this right here. I'm gonna do the exact same thing to another one. All right, once again, I'm gonna take this dowel rod. I'm gonna measure out 7 inches. I wish I could find my ruler, but this will work. All right, 7 inches. I'm going to mark it. And then these dog clippers seriously work great. Right there. Put that on my mark. And then cut that. Awesome. Seriously, highly recommend. Alright, once again, I'm going to get out 2 more magnets from Dollar Tree. 1 for each end. This little white plate probably shows you better. There you go. I'll do my little paint plate. Alright, so now once again, I'm just going to go around and put a bunch of hot glue right around this rod, dowel rod. Okay, and I'm going up high. I'm just really coating it on there. Going heavy with the glue. Okay, once again, put our little magnet right there. A bunch of hot glue right here in the center. The dowel. And just go all the way around it with glue. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take our first little dowel and I'm going to sit it on the back of this pan, trying to get it as even as possible, like on both sides. And I'm just going to take a little painter's tape just to kind of hold this in place for me. Kind of put that side down, and then this way I can adjust it. Okay. So I'm going to tape that right there. Then I'm going to take our other one, come down here, I'm going to do the exact same thing. This is just to kind of hold it so we can like get everything lined up right. Okay, I'm just going to tape that down too. Get that one end, one side down, so then I can like adjust this side. Alright, so now that we have that like that for now, I'm going to take our wheels and we're going to see what these look like. Because like I said, this is a magnet, so I can stick it on there. Okay, take this wheel, pop it right on there, pop that on there. Let's see what that looks like. Oh my gosh. Alright, so the placement is pretty much perfect. Alright, so I'm now going to flip this back upside down. What I'm going to do is, because these dowel rods are pretty much where I want them, and let me tell you, I have it from the end right about 2 inches. Okay, so this dowel rod is about 2 inches down from the edge. It's 2 inches. Okay. I'm now going to take hot glue, and I'm going to glue our dowel rod down. Okay, I'm going to do a line of hot glue on both sides. Okay, and I'm going to go heavy on the hot glue. Like I said, I'm just using that tape kind of just to hold it in place for me for now. There's a bunch of hot glue right there on that side. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing. A bunch of hot glue on this side of that dowel. Okay, and now I'm going to go like across it. It's kind of like zigzag, back and forth. A lot of hot glue. Alright, so we got that in right there. I'm going to turn it and do the exact same thing. I'm going to make sure that I have this in right about the 2 inches. Okay, so now that I got that about the 2 inches, same exact thing. I'm going to take a bunch of hot glue and I'm going to line the whole side all the way down. Same thing. I'm going to cover on this side of it. A bunch of hot glue. And I'm going to go back and forth again. Just kind of zigzagging back and forth. Okay, here's another little tip for you. We're gonna make a bow in a little bit. So I've got this ribbon out. I am gonna cut a couple strips of ribbon. It can be any ribbon you have. It can be scraps that you have. I'm gonna cut out 4 of them. And it doesn't have to be perfectly measured. Just kind of eyeball it. Just get you some strips. I'm gonna go ahead and take this painter's tape off. There you go. It's pulling up tape or paint. That's okay, because it's the bottom. I knew it was gonna do that, but it's the bottom, so. And when we're done, you can always touch up your paint. What I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna put some more hot glue back forth. Kind of line it. I'm gonna use this ribbon. And I'm gonna push this on there. I'm gonna take those scissors and I'm gonna push it down into that hot glue, and it's gonna add a lot of extra like support and strength. Okay, just don't burn yourself. It's really, this ribbon is gonna adhere to that glue, which is gonna help hold your dowel rod on to that glue. Same thing, I'm gonna put a bunch of hot glue going across this end. Okay, and I'm gonna put another strip into that hot glue. And I'm gonna use my scissors to push it down into that glue so I don't burn myself. Okay, just put a bunch of hot glue right there. Put my ribbon. And then the scissors to push it down into there. Okay. Right, last side. Just kind of go back and forth. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is, now that all this is glued on here, I'm now gonna sit my wheel, like right where I want it, right on top of this little ledge. Kind of put it on there. Make sure that those are kind of about the same. While it's sitting on there, I have it exactly where it wants it. I'm just gonna apply a little pressure to the outside, and I'm just gonna put hot glue all around that magnet. Just a bunch of hot glue. And I'm gonna let that dry. Okay, because it's positioned right where I want it. It's sitting on that ledge. So I'm just gonna hold that and let that dry to that magnet. Okay, I'm gonna sit that right on there, right on that ledge of the pan. Just gonna apply a little pressure right back here. And then just a bunch of hot glue right against that magnet. Same thing. I'm going to sit that right there, right on the ledge of the pan. Make sure these are kind of about the same. Let's see. It must be about the same. Okay. So now I'm just going to take it. I'm going to put a bunch of hot glue right against that magnet. And just let that dry. And then once these dry, I'll add a little bit more hot glue to it. Okay, so I'm going to kind of pick it up and then just kind of go down here. Like I said, I'm just going to add more hot glue to that surface. Turn around. Pick it up right there. Just add more hot glue around that. When we're done, we'll kind of clean it up and make it kind of pretty at the bottom. Okay, so while we have this upside down anyways, the spatula. So mine was red and black. All I did, I took it outside, I took that black spray paint, and I just sprayed right over top of that, so now there's no more red. It's just completely black. Okay, and we're gonna hot glue this onto the bottom. And I'm just gonna go right, obviously right over top of my dowel rods. Make sure that it's pretty much centered up top. So I'm gonna apply pressure with my thumb, just kind of hold that in place for me. And I'm gonna do hot glue on the whole outline right here of this bottom spatula. I'm gonna let that dry. And then we're gonna add a little bit more glue and a little bit more ribbon to it. Okay, and then right here, where it's touching, like on that dowel rod, I'm gonna put glue right there too. Kind of lift it up just a little bit. Put a bunch of hot glue right there on both sides. Okay, y'all, that is really glued on there, so that is great. And you can kind of tug at it, it's really glued. You could add a little bit more glue, or you could add the ribbon, just like that. Cut you a strip to put right here, maybe on the sides. Like I said, I glued mine right here on the dowel rods. And you may wonder why I glued this last. Because if I glued this first, then this dowel rod had to sit on top of this, which then would make this end not quite right, because this would be propped up a little bit higher than this end. So that's why I did it this way. You can always glue your spatula first. Okay, oh my gosh, look how cute our little wagon is. Ah, I love it. That is so cute. Okay, so now that we have our little wagon made, we are gonna decorate this so cute for Valentine's Day. Now y'all, this wagon, you can use this year-round to decorate with. So I'm gonna decorate for Valentine's Day, and then we can decorate it for like St. Patrick's Day, and then just spring. You like have some greenery and some lemons in here. But this is gonna be so cute. So okay, I'm gonna adjust you. That way we can decorate it. Okay, to decorate this, so just kind of think where you're gonna have this sitting, so that way you know which way you want your handle to go. So mine, I think I'm gonna go this direction. I have this little greenery wreath. This is from Target. This is like from the Bullseye Playground up front. I think it was like $3 or $5, but you can use any greenery that you have. So I am just gonna put this in here. I need to like shape it a little bit. Okay, I'm just gonna stick this right down inside here. Okay, so I'm just gonna sit that right down in there. Now we are gonna take our little cutie. Look at the cute little gnome from Dollar Tree this year. Y'all, this one right here with red sequins is my favorite. So we're gonna use this. Cut the tag off. Okay, and these have like that sand in the bottom. Sometimes you're gonna have to adjust it so they stand upright. Okay, I'm gonna sit him right down in here. Actually, I'm gonna cut off this little side tag too. Okay, so that little cutie right there. All right, so we have this one, so you can see that. Look, sitting right there. Now, I've got some flowers too. I've got some red roses from Dollar Tree. I've got these. It never fails. Bailey always chooses now to eat and drink. Okay, and I also have these beautiful, bright, this beautiful pink roses too from Dollar Tree. And then I have this one single white flower, which is also from Dollar Tree. I don't remember what it's called, but I found this in my craft room. So I'm gonna try to use this one flower. And I wish I had more, but this is the only one I have left. So I'm gonna use that. Okay. But first, we're gonna make a bow using some Dollar Tree ribbon, and you can use whatever ribbon you have. And I'm gonna use a chip clip, or if you have a like a clothespin, you could use that. Or you can just hold everything in your hands. All right, we are gonna start with the red and white little gingham. Okay. What I do for my bows, this is the same on both sides. So I'm just gonna pinch me a little tail. Okay, so just pinch that, and I have this right here. Now I'm gonna take my ribbon. I'm gonna go, let me stand so you can see this. All right. So that is straight down. Now I'm going to take that and I'm going to bend it up towards the back, and then I'm going to pinch it. Okay, and it gives me a loop. Alright, so now that this right here is just all kind of dangling down, I'm now going to take that straight up into the air. Okay, and then I'm going to bend it forwards. And then I'm going to pinch that. Okay, and I'm just going to pinch all of this right here together between my fingers. I'm going to make sure my loops are about the exact same size as each other. Alright, so I got it to look like this. I'm going to take this chip clip and I'm just going to pinch that right there in the center just to hold that for me so I can sit it down. Alright, now I'm going to take this ribbon, love it, with the trucks that says, you're my person. But I love the black, white, and red together. Okay. So once again, I'm going to pinch me a tail. And you can make your tail as long as you want. You know? So it's got me a little tail. Right, because the print is only on the front side. It's not really on the back. You know, you can't really see it because it's only on the front side. I'm going to pinch it. Once again, that's down. I'm going to, while it's down, I'm going to bend it up. So it's straight down. I'm just going to bend it up the back. And I'm going to pinch that. Okay. So it just gave me my first loop. Right, and that's still pinched. You know what I'm going to do is that ribbon. I'm going to take that straight up into the air. Okay, and I'm going to bend it forwards. I'm bending that forwards to where my fingers are pinched. And then I'm going to pinch all of that together. Okay, now I'm going to make sure my loops are about the exact same size of each other. If they're not, you just take your ribbon and just kind of adjust it some. Okay, but just keep everything pinched between your thumb and like forefinger, or thumb and pointer finger. Okay, so that is pretty much the exact same size. Alright, so I'm just going to kind of put this right here between my thumb and hand, just like that. I'm going to pick up this bundle that we just made. Okay, right there where it was pinched together. I'm now going to take this little bundle that we just made and I'm going to cross it. I'm not going straight on, I'm not doing that. Okay, I'm going to twist it and go at an angle. Okay, so now I have all of that held together. I'm now going to take me a pipe cleaner. I'm going to lay this straight across the center of all of that. Okay, I'm going to wrap it around towards the back. I'm now going to take all of that ribbon straight up. Okay. So now this pipe cleaner, I'm going to give it some good, tight twists around our little bundle we just made. Okay, and then I can pick this back up and I can fluff all of this out and it's not going to go anywhere because that pipe cleaner is holding everything together for us. Okay, now to cut our ribbon, cut all these tails off here. Let me just cut this off here real quick. Just cut straight across. Okay. Now I'm going to dovetail my end. So all you do for dovetail, you just fold it over in half. Okay. So you get your ribbon straight up in the air. You just fold it in half. Make sure you line your sides up. Okay, and then when your seam is, like where you folded it, I now take my scissors and I'm going to cut at an angle. I'm going to go straight up, but cut at an angle. And that will give me a beautiful, perfect dovetail. That's so pretty. Alright, okay, so now we have our little bouquet right here. Just kind of like fluff it so you can see all your pretty ribbon. Okay, just like that. So we're going to bring our cute little gnome back over here. So now I'm going to take the tails of the pipe cleaner and I'm just going to see where I want this. I'm going to put this like in the back corner. So I'm just going to take these, my little tails, I'm going to wrap it around my little wreath, whatever greenery you use. Just going to put it in there. Alright, so I got it around my greenery and I'm just going to twist it a couple times just to kind of hold it in there for me. You know, nothing permanent. Right, look how cute we are already looking and we are not finished. So since I only have one of the white flowers, kind of put it over here to the side. Okay. We may need a proper little gnome up, make him a little bit taller, but I got that right there. Okay. Now I'm just gonna pop off a couple of these little rose heads. You know, just that whole little head just pops right off. And when we're done, I can put it back on my stem and save it for next year. Now I think for the little, like the little rosebud, this bright pink, I am gonna go ahead and cut a little stem. Okay, I think I want 2 of these. Okay, and I wanna include the little greenery with it. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut that off. Okay, so now that we have all of our little rose heads and everything popped off here, let's decorate this. So I'm thinking right here by the white flower, go ahead and put like a big rose, red rose right there. And then maybe put one over here on this side, just like that. And then these beautiful pink ones, just kind of like place this right in here. And then put one maybe back here. Something like that. Okay, just kind of adjust it. Get your flowers just however you want it. Okay. So Dollar Tree, y'all, was like hit it out of the park this year. These are awesome. You could very easily, it's a little alligator clip. You can either put this whole thing in here, or you can very easily, it's like a little twist and tug, pull it out of this little clip, and you can have like 3 little separate ones. So I think I'm gonna try that. Just pull those straight up out of this. The tallest one, I'm gonna kind of stick back here behind the gnome. Just kind of push that down in there. See if we can get it to stick up a little bit. Can you see that? I mean, I'll show you everything up close. And then maybe just kind of like stick that right there. Beautiful. Now, this red, I love this sequence because it reminds me of like the Wizard of Oz, like Dorothy's slippers. And then maybe like one right back here. Look how cute this is. And to like kick it up a notch, we could always take some fairy lights. These are just fairy lights from Dollar Tree. I've already got batteries in them. We could take this, just put the little battery pack towards the back, like right back here where you won't even see it. And then just put you some fairy lights. Just kind of like scatter this, kind of go underneath your ribbon, go down in, just kind of take this around, go around the back, and then come back to the front. I kind of want to hide this underneath the ribbon right here. Just some of that wire, just kind of hide some of it. Oh my gosh, y'all. This is the cutest thing I think we have made. I love it. This turned out even better than I thought. Sometimes I get these ideas and sometimes they work out and other times they don't. But I love this. The little wagon, I absolutely love it because for every holiday, every season, we can decorate our little wagon. And how cute will this be for the summer? So I'm excited for the 4th of July, especially to decorate this little wagon. I mean, you can have like greenery with little flags or pinwheels coming out of it. It's gonna be adorable. It's gonna be adorable with greenery and lemons. For Easter, we can have some bunny rabbits in it. So I'm excited to decorate this wagon. So cute. And this right here, this little gnome was so cute. I knew when I saw this one, I wanted to do something with it. Yeah. Everything right here is Dollar Tree, except for my little greenery wreath, but you can use any greenery, you know, whatever you have at home. So I love it. It's so cute. Let me know what you think. And I'll turn the lights off too in a few minutes, and like you can see like the little fairy lights with it, which once again are Dollar Tree. But all right. So if you think this is as cute as I do, make sure you give me a thumbs up. And just like I said, let me know what you think. And the little wagon is just too cute. So, alright, so if you have not yet subscribed, make sure you ring the bell. That way you're notified for any videos that we do together. But I love this. Yeah, the spray paint did not work for me. I mean, like I said, I'm not a big spray painter, so maybe if I would have like just stressed the metal first, it would have stuck. But yeah, mine kept chipping. So, but you know what? It's paint. You know, if you get a little chip or something here and there, just touch it up. My little wheels have chipped a couple times, and I just took black and I just went right over it. So, paint is an easy fix. Alright, so I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye guys. Thanks for watching.